Hello, I'm Margaret. I'm the head guide at Portsmouth Cathedral. Today we're going to be visiting the archives in Heaven and Hell. So first of all, we're going to Hell. Here we are in the northwest tower of the cathedral, and now we're going to have a look at the archives. This is Hell. The name is self-evident. So many boxes imply confusion. Don't be fooled by first impressions. These boxes contain written records relating to the history of Portsmouth Cathedral. Not all the documents are here. The older documents are in the Records Office in the Central Library in Guildhall Square. However, they're all listed in this blue folder. For example, all the churchwarden's accounts from 1572 to 1917 are kept there. And also we have 1717, an appeal for donations to the organ fund. Now that was for the Jordan organ that was installed in 1718. The case is by Francis Bird and it's surmounted by King David playing his harp. Only the case remains of the Jordan organ because in 1939, before war broke out, the inner workings were carefully taken apart, numbered, packed and crated and sent for safekeeping to a warehouse on the Thames. Unfortunately, it received a direct hit in the Blitz and we had to look for another organ after the war, but that's another story. The archivist, Joanna Godfrey, she works up here and in fact she does most of her work in heaven and we're going to go to that in a minute. But this is where she works, cataloguing, sorting documents that are brought to her and then cataloguing what is here. Well, here we are in heaven. And as you would expect, it's very peaceful and very organised. This is where the heritage team come and meet to discuss and plan exhibitions. Now, Hell contained written records. Here we have artefacts and visual evidence. Here we have Charles Nicholson, the architect's plans for his expanded finished cathedral in 1934. You can see here is his plan to have a nave of 6 bays of pillars. That would be 12 pillars in all. But as we know, by 1939, only 6 pillars had been built and they had to put in a red brick wall behind the 6th pillar. Also in his design, we can see the bell tower. And this, in fact, is a rather rough model now, containing his bell tower. Now, we also have several paintings that are very helpful in dating when reordering or changes in the cathedral took place. For example, we can see that the pulpit is in position with its 1695 altar cloth. But more importantly, we have the Buckingham Memorial here as part of the reredos of the altar at the east end of the cathedral. Now, this Buckingham Memorial was moved to its present position in 1843. So we know that this is before 1843. This painting is also interesting because it shows us what it was like when all the box pews were still there. These box pews were rented by families for their personal use, and this provided the money to help run the church. Now this picture is interesting because it shows us what the church was like at the time it became a cathedral in 1927. We can clearly see the Francis Bird organ case for the Jordan organ. You can see the box pews, the very narrow nave leading up to the chancel, and we're looking through to the west door, and that'd be the 17th century west door. So after the Second World War, there was a proposal that the D-Day tapestry be housed in the cathedral. And as the cathedral at that time was incomplete, several architects presented designs which included place an extended nave to house the tapestry. And here we've got a scale model from 1964 by Pierre-Luigi Nervi. And behind that, we've got a 1964 design. You can see this huge elongated nave. However, it was decided that it would be impractical to have the tapestry in the cathedral, and in fact a purpose-built D-Day museum was built to house it. Now this is a replica of the original seal of Suffolk Priory. Chant Gisors had given the prior of Suffolk Priory a great sum of money to organise the building of a stone church in his new town at the mouth of the port. It's very interesting because there are marked similarity between the seal, which shows on the reverse side Christ in Majesty, very similar to the Christ in Majesty on the medieval wall painting in the north transept. And on the reverse side is an interesting portrayal of the Virgin Mary and the Christ child. Quite unusual, because this one shows the child being breastfed. Thank you for joining us today. You can learn more about us on our website or visit us in person. You'll be most welcome.